everyone, I'm back out at the storage unit and I'm so glad you've joined me today. There it is. I'm out at unit 268. If you have been following my hoarding videos, you will know that I quit my job about a year and a half ago, and within 3 months I had filled, well, I had one storage unit, and by the end of the 3 months I had 4 storage units, and I was just buying and no real plan. Luckily, financially, I was able to compensate for that, but it cost me $1,000 a month. Now, recently, a couple months ago, I was able to get out of a 10 by 20, I believe it was a 10 by 20, and clean that all out. And so right now I have 3 units. One of them is this unit, which is a shipping unit. I haven't actually been using a lot of shipping supplies, and I'll tell you why. One, I've been working on my clothing process, trying to get that all under control, and I'm pretty much there. I'm pretty much 80% there, so I haven't been using as much shipping supplies. Now, I buy locally from a guy my peanuts and a lot of my bigger boxes, because if I buy $350 or more, he doesn't charge me for shipping. So then at that time I tried to bulk up on the peanuts, get him to bring me those peanuts because they're so big and they take up so much space. Now you'll see these are the huge bags. They're almost as tall as me. I don't know if it says on it the cubic storage on it or how much it is. It's 14 cubic feet. I'm guessing I pay around $14. And so when I can put that order together for free shipping, I don't pay anything for shipping. And these are super light. But I've been really cutting back on my large items. I'm not really saving money because now I've got all these packing supplies. I have to pay, I believe this unit cost me $170 a month. So I'm doing really stupid stuff. And we're gonna try to condense it down to the one 10 by 25 that I have. It's the oldest unit that I've had. It has a lot of it has some personal effects in it. It has some stuff that needs to be listed. It has some overrun inventory, such as the kites and all of the Gold Canyon candle holders that I purchased. I really need to focus on cleaning out the one unit, which is the 10 by 10. That will be the easiest to tackle. And then I'm gonna work on that 10 by 25 to try to get that consolidated, get rid of anything I don't need in there, and shrink down all the packaging materials that I have and try to get that into the 10 by 25. So that'll bring down my storage rental to $300 a month, but it's just eating my profits. It was really crazy. From my source here in town in Phoenix, and if anybody is in Phoenix and they want my source, I am so happy to give it to you. So if you're in Phoenix in the local area, his name is John, and you can do pickups. I think it's like a minimum $30 purchase. To start an inventory, I would start with the cube boxes first, and then because you can cut them down, and then I would start with some basic rectangle boxes and go from there. Because cube boxes are great. Cube boxes you can stack, and cube boxes you can slide together to make a box, and then just a roll of tape and you're all set to go. Now, I do save some boxes and some packing material, especially when we have to repack and we've got wadded up paper or something comes in, the pillow packs. I might keep some of those, but to be frank and to be honest with you, I tend to go with the new stuff because when I'm teaching people to ship, it's just easier if they're not trying to figure out how to pack the item. Packing is one of the hardest things to teach people. I struggle with that all the time. It's hard to understand what could happen to that package along the way. So I don't want my customer to be disappointed with a broken item when they receive it. Do our best to pack the items in a way that it would be almost impossible to break. Now, you know, a big old tractor could run over it and yeah, it's gonna break. But even if the USPS workers decide they want to play football with my box, I want it to be able to stay intact. That's my goal, and so there's that. My rule of thumb is you should be able to sit on a box and not fall through it. Well, I think that's going to be it on this unit. We're going to jump over to the other unit that I have, and this is going to be the 10 by 10 that I'm going to unload in the next month. If I don't unload it, by just taking piece by piece out of it, deciding if I'm going to sell it, list it, or donate it back to Goodwill land. A day before the next rent is due, we're going to rent a small U-Haul, load it up, bring it home, and park it at the house so I can go through it. So next month, my storage unit fees should be down to $550. Was this worth it to me to have a storage unit designated just to shipping supplies? Probably not. That was probably a very bad business decision, not one that I would recommend for you. Unit 205, good old Unit 205, and here is what it looks like. Now this unit isn't very full. If you're going to do storage units, you got to be mindful and make use of all of your ceiling. So whether you create shelving all around so you can easily get to everything, or whatever the case might be, this is a huge no-no, and don't do as I do. I am not going to do this anymore, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. I quit my job a year and a half ago, and I ended up with 4 storage units in 3 months. This is the next unit that we're going to unload. I have no idea what's in there. It has been over a year since I purchased it, most of it, and hopefully there's some hidden gems in there, some great stuff to sell for a profit. And if not, it's going to Goodwill, and I have less than 30 days to empty it. Can I do it? I think I can. So my goal is to take a couple of boxes, a couple totes full of items home to go through and to decide, am I keeping it? Am I listing it? Not just keeping it, but am I listing it? Look it up, it's got good comps, create the draft. Or am I done with it and it goes to Goodwill? I'm not doing yard sales anymore. It's a lot of work for very little reward. I would be taking a couple totes home today, but I have ran over to the other storage unit that I have, a 10 by 10. It is full of packing supplies. That unit is going to go too. Be mindful when you're purchasing for your online reselling business. This is huge and could have been devastating for somebody. Overwhelming, put them out of business. I'm lucky that financially I was able to sustain. Was it smart? No, it was super, super stupid. And I'm an accountant. And I'm really embarrassed to say that, right? But I love to source. So what I did was, my punishment for this was the slap on the hand. I can't go back to my favorite estate sale company until I get this under control, because I am not going to get any more units. I am going to get rid of units. I will probably not be able to get rid of my largest unit because we have a small home and not a lot of place to store things there. Now, me and my husband, we just came back from Tennessee, and I believe we're going to transplant to Jamestown for retirement. So hopefully in the next 6 months, we'll have some property. We'll have a house with some property and land, and I'll be able to build my dream building warehouse, and I can move all of my eBay into the unit. It's almost 10 o'clock. I got to get going. Angela will be waiting for me. She's my neighbor across the street who started eBay a year and a half ago. And she comes over twice a week and she helps me list. And while she's doing that, I teach her tips and tricks, and it helps her with her business. I love when I have employees who sell on eBay, because they really take it to heart, and they take to heart everything that I teach them. So that's actually a really good tip. If you have an employee, encourage them to eBay. Don't worry about the competition. Oh my goodness gracious. There is room for everybody in this business. Everybody. Well, I guess I should get back. I want to run to Sonic, get me my Route 44 iced tea and a couple cups of ice, because it's so freaking hot here in Arizona. And there we go. See, I'm just wiping sweat off my face. How gross is that? But it's me, and this is who I am. So as always, I want you guys all to stay positive, stay focused, and most of all, have a groovy day.